What's up, guys? I hope you guys are having a really good day. Nice weather over here. And don't forget to like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Share this content. Hope to really grow this MMA community, or at least become a part of it, to really start some discussions. I'd like to talk to you guys. But going into it, let's talk about this 249, right? We're going to be talking about Marlon Vera versus Ray Mexican Devil Borg. Marlon Vera, he's won his last 5 fights, so he's on a 5-fight winning streak. That's great. He's got 15 wins, 5 losses, 1 draw. And Ray Mexican Devil Borg, he has 13 wins, 4 losses, 0 draws. And now Marlon Vera is 27. As you can see here, Ray is 26. They're both young guys. They're going to be fighting at 135 pounds. It's a bantamweight fight, but as we know, Ray Borg, he's more suited for flyweight, at least for his body type. That's where he was fighting at. But he's missed weight. He has a lot of issues with missing weight, right? So he's moving up to, he even missed weight at the bantamweight because of his last fight, right? He's got to get that issue. That's one thing to look out for, right? It's not necessarily a deal breaker, but yeah, it's an issue. Okay, so you have to be concerned about where his head's at, and it's going to be quite a big turnaround for him, right? He got a good win, but he's coming back to get right back in the octagon. Let's see. Wonder if his training is going to be, during this coronavirus time. Perhaps training is not as it usually was. And even when he was, had good camp, supposedly, he missed weight, right? So let's look at their stats a little more. Height-wise, Marlon Vera, he's 5'8", where Ray is only 5'4". So Vera, he seems like a long guy. I don't know why I thought he was even taller than that. He's a good height for the bantamweight division. He looks like a long guy. His reach, he's got 70.5-inch reach, whereas Ray only has a 63-inch reach, right? KO wins. Now, Vera has 4 KO wins to his name. Ray does not. He has 0. Significant strikes per minute. Marlon Vera, of course, being the more polished of the two strikers, 3.43 per minute, and Ray only has 1.36. Submission wins. Marlon's got 4 submission wins to his name, whereas Ray is only 2. And, of course, takedowns, this is not surprising. Marlon Vera only has 0.76, while Ray has 4.26, right? That's his bread and butter, right? So let's look at these these matchups here. Now, of course, on paper, a lot of people say, I feel like Ray Borg here is the favorite. He's the betting favorite here. Okay, and a lot of people are because on paper you think, okay, it's a stylistic matchup. Marlon Vera, he's got a lot of good submissions, but his striking's been really improving. And we think, okay, does he have the wrestling to compete with Ray Borg? Ray Borg is a machine, as his nickname indicates, Mexican Devil, right? He's like a whirlwind spinning around. He's got really good, just really good grappling, really good wrestling. He switches positions really quickly, gets out. But let's look how they match up here now. With Marlon Vera, what good things I saw, he really comes back. He's always dangerous. And you'll see he kind of starts off, I wouldn't say necessarily a slow starter, but you'll see he's kind of trying to find his opponent, try to read it. And so he might be losing a round or 2, right? He gets very aggressive, though. When he says that he's losing, he gets really aggressive. He kind of turns it on, which is really good. He's always dangerous. That's what I really like. And he's got a 68% takedown defense, right? He's really good. He's no slouch. He's got that really good Brazilian jiu-jitsu. So I think that's going to really play into it, too. And we see the height difference as well. That's a positive, because obviously when you have wrestling, it's kind of harder. When you have a guy that's taller than you and he's up against a cage especially, it's kind of hard to really get them down. They'll kind of open their legs and just kind of have that solid kind of footing to get where it's really hard to get them down, right? Another thing, too, I really liked, as I said, Marlon Vera, his striking is really kind of improving a lot. He's got those good body shots that goes to the body, which is always good, and flying knees. I kind of like that. He's not just one-dimensional. He will go ahead and attack the body. His Muay Thai clinch is really good, too, because he's got that nice ratio. Bring it down. He's really aggressive. He gets that really... especially against short opponents. Look, that's bad for Ray Borg, right? He kind of uses height to control it, get the clinch down, land those knees, not to the legs, also to the body, and to the head. He jumped. We saw his last win in Uul, right? He's got those kicks. Now, Uul, of course, he's not the most polished, but he's a long, rangy guy for the division, and he's got when he's aggressive, he's very aggressive. When he has his shots going, when he has his offense going, he's unorthodox. He can really turn a guy's lights out. He's not good with pressure, though, so that was kind of not an easy win, but I kind of predicted that win for Vera. He used the high kick to pressure against the cage. He kind of lands that stuff. He's, like I said, his striking's really doing well. Is been improving. And then you see him when he clinches, he's using those knees against the legs, which I really like. Take the opponent's legs out, and then he goes to bite and the head. It's really brutal, really great work. I mean, I like to see that. So that can really give trouble for Borg. I think too his ground pound's good too as well. Look at that. So he uses ground pound to kind of open up the opponent to submission, right? He kind of beats him up, and then he'll go for a submission after that, like the rear naked choke, which he really likes to do. He did that against Vera when he fought Hernandez in 2019, and he also did he had similar success with Canetti in 2018. So you see these years he's kind of improving a lot, right? Good stuff. I like to see that. Okay, I really like to see that good ground and pound it's kind of going for submissions constantly. Another thing too. Let's see. Look at that. Now going back to those body shots, when he fought in 2017 earlier in his career, right? When Kelleher. He was controlling. I like that he got taken down by Kelleher, but he controls the arm. Even when he's getting taken down, he's like, it's fine. I'm setting up the submission. I've got your arm. And then Kelleher had this nice takedown. He kind of went to the takedown. He got the leg that tripped it. Kind of got that almost like a single leg, tripped him down. But it doesn't matter because as he had the arm the whole time, taking out, he completes the arm bar like that. Beautiful work. So he's okay. He's threatening you. Even if you take me down, he's like, okay, I know you're gonna try to take me down. I'm gonna set up something. So that when you slam me down, you're actually in my world. I want to be off my back and get you like this, right? And, of course, his high kicks, I mean, like I said, the striking is, of course, in favor of Marlon Vera here over Ray Borg, right? Ray Borg's no slouch either, though. You know, he's aggressive, explosive, but obviously we know that, right? The advantages for Vera. When, speaking of those high kicks, back in 2017 when he fought Pickett, and now Pickett, I know, look, at the time he's kind of, he's getting older and stuff, and he's retired now, but look, Pickett's no slouch. He's got that power. And in that good boxing, right? And he was Vera was kind of getting down in those 2 rounds. Like he wasn't really getting like beat up from, I remember, but he was just obviously, if you get point wise, Pickett was really kind of, I guess, would get the nod basically in those early rounds, right? But that's why, like I said, he's always dangerous, he's always aggressive. Even when he thinks he's losing, he'll turn it on. He's waiting for it. He's patient. He's tough. He just landed that sweet head kick, man. He was patient and he perfectly timed. He's looking perfect time head kick. Sends him down and lands a ground pound to finish it off. That's a really good thing. I mean, he always has that power. He can just always kind of land that nice strike, and it can happen. I'll get into that a little bit, but yeah, Ray is also susceptible to that too. I mean, he's good and he's hard to really take out, but I can see that landing, man. Speaking of which, I don't want to make it too one-sided here. I also want to talk about Borg. You gotta respect him. Look, he's a favorite for a reason, right? On paper, I mean, look, it's his wrestling just is really great, man. I mean, we all know this, right? I mean, he's exploding also with throwing the body shots. If he can get close, so you can kind of get in range, because of course he's a shorter guy and of course less of a reach. He can have those nice body shots, and he kind of jumps in. He's explosive, so he'll jump in. Kind of like Khabib, right? Because, of course, the bread and butter is like wrestling. That kind of explosiveness. He doesn't really care about if it lands or not. He'll shoot this flying knee just to close the distance to threaten you. And then when he's in there, he'll go for takedowns, right? And he's really good at taking the back. We've seen this, I mean, in pretty much every single one of his matches, right? Just always taking the guy's back, always spinning around. He gets close to the opponent in top control. So when he's on top control, he kind of gets close. A lot of guys want to position themselves up. He'll kind of push up to try and land that ground pound, but I kind of like he kind of gets close to him, kind of grinds and puts his head against the guy's chin, or kind of catching his breath while kind of putting his weight onto the guy, and he'll land these short elbows, really brutal, just kind of like constant grind, get on you, land the elbow, smother you again, land the elbow, and of course, so his sprawl and brawl style, it goes with it, right? He's very good at spinning around and taking the back. He's constantly working. But he'll also control the opponent, like I said, to catch his breath. Like when he's close to the guy, kind of grinding him out. That's his style, just grind, constantly working. He also threatens submissions too. He's no slouch. He's always going for something. He just spins like that, like his name indicates, his nickname, right? Like has Mexican Devil. He threatens submission like arm bars, chokes, right? I've seen him do that a lot. Like even if he doesn't get it, like you'll see submission-wise, Chito Vera has more submissions on his record than Borg, but Borg still threatens it. He doesn't care about knocking you out. He doesn't care about getting to submission completely. He'll try it, of course. He's doing, he cares about grinding you out. He wants you to know that he's dangerous everywhere. He's gonna try to make you really work for your win. If you want to try to beat him, you're going to have to really work for it, right? He'll land that ground and pound. Also, another thing too I saw, if you try to go for his leg, he'll just kind of spin out of it, and he'll land a shot from the top on you. He's always going to make you try to pay for your attempts if you try to get him ground. But speaking of his losses, though, I mean, and you know, like I said, he was early in his career, and this is a lot of these, there was at flyweight, right? His debut back in 2014, he lost to Dustin Ortiz by split decision. Borg used good takedowns. I saw that. I remember I was watching some of his early fights, and he was getting takedowns. Grappling was good, but he got reversed. I mean, this is early in his career, so no shame in it. You know, Dustin Ortiz reversed him, and also, you know, like I said, look, he landed a head kick. Like Cheeto's head kicks, man. Marlon Cheeto Vera's head kicks, no joke. He's really good at landing it, and Borg was hit with this and got some body shots as well. The jab, like a jab to the body. You know, when you're a shorter guy like that, when all your opponents are pretty much going to be bigger than you, you're going to have a risk of that. Their reach is going to come in. It's going to land this body shot to you. He has a good chin, too. I mean, Ray Borg's hard to take out there, man. He really is. But he smiled. Kind of, it's like a telltale sign, like DC says when they say, oh, it didn't hurt me, or they smile. It kind of shows like, oh, you kind of got me. They want to put on a poker face, or you should put on a poker face, right? But they just can't. They smile and like, oh, you kind of got me, but I'm okay. It's like they're psyching themselves up. And but, you know, so I'm not saying you're going to take him out like that completely. It could happen, though. Cheeto can land a head kick and take him out. But you could tell he gets affected by it, drained or rocked. Got a good chin, though. I mean, a lot of guys would go down, but he ate it. Again, another one of his losses back in 2016. So these are earlier. Like I said, I think Ray's been improving, but he's got those weight issues, too. And short guy, I kind of want to see the holes in his game, right? Or his what he's lacking. So back in 2016, he via unanimous decision, he lost to Justin Scoggins. You know, Borg was only 22 at the time. This was at flyweight, right? And Justin Scoggins was 23, so they're both young. And if you look at that, though, Justin Scoggins 5'7" with a 66-inch reach, so not much of a big reach difference. I mean, obviously, like Ray Borg, like I said, only 63-inch reach, so and a shorter guy, right, 5'4". So I think these kind of help play into it too. Scoggins, though, like I said, this is one I kind of interested me because with Cheeto Vera, right, he's got that his striking's been improving, right. He's got a lot of kind of good Muay Thai, got those good kicks, and Scoggins guy, he had the sideways stance, almost like a karate or taekwondo style, and so he'll be switching stances and land the high kicks, which I said, you know, I know it's early in his career, but he's susceptible to them. When you got a tricky guy or a guy with long legs or a guy with good kicks, he got it, right. He also got jabs. Landed, and this nice thing, the Scoggins guy, man, he did a jab to kind of, you know, break out. He did a jab to high kick. That's really beautiful, man. That was really good. I think Ray Borg had some issues with that kind of that kind of like tricky style, like kind of switching stances and everything. And also a really beautiful, like I said, like taekwondo style spinning back kick to the body landed on Borg as well. Also got pressured against the cage too, which is not good because Marlon Vera, he's got that good Muay Thai style against the cage, man. You see what he did to Ewell, right? And of course, Ewell's he's a completely different fighter than Ray, but it just, like I said, I mean, I can see these happening, right? Pressure against the cage. You know, top control too. Scoggins got top control eventually, so I mean, pretty well-rounded, right? These flyweights, like I said, when you're fighting flyweights, you guys can't do it all. They really have good cardio, and they can do it all. You can wrestle, you can strike, you're fast. But this Scoggins guy got top control, straight punch to Borg's face, you know, like kind of beat him up. And Scoggins also seemed to have aggression in wrestling and good top control in this match. So, I mean, and like I said, I think, and Borg has been improving, I think, overall. He's always been a beast, and he's still got, you know, he lost that. And of course, there's no shame in this. We all know at flyweight, he lost to Demetrius Johnson, but I mean, it's Demetrius Johnson, Mighty Mouse, arguably the pound per pound, one of the best pound per pound fighters really ever to grace the sport, right? And we all know what happened. That was a beautiful thing. I remember seeing that live. It was like this was back at UFC 216 via suplex to armbar in the 5th round at the very end. I mean, you know, Demetrius was, you know, really doing well all around, and then at the end, he just kind of to put a stamp on it, like, you know what? All right, let me just do this to you. Kind of how he kind of toyed with Horiguchi too. I remember that. Man, Demetrius is a beast. I mean, and Johnson, if you look at him, he's only 5'3". So, I mean, similar to Ray's height, you know, 6'6" reach and more of a reach, though, right? And Johnson was landing kicks to the body, and Borg gets the leg, but Johnson also defends that. I mean, look, it's different, though. I mean, Mighty Mouse is great takedown defense. So is Cheeto, though. I mean, I'm not saying he's Mighty Mouse's level, but Cheeto's got 68% takedown defense, man. So Johnson defends and takes Borg's back. Lang shot slams Borg to the ground and gets the armbar. Man, oh man. So, like I said, I think it's really good on paper. I could understand why, Ray Borg could be the favorite because at wrestling everything's okay. Well, does Chito Vera have the wrestling to really compete with him? Well, he's got the great Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which could cancel out Ray Borg's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, right? But when Ray is trying to get, or rather when Chito Vera, man, when he tries to go for a leg lock or something, I mean, Ray Borg can switch, spins. He really got change position, spin out of it and land a strike of his own, which, I mean, it could happen. But I think overall, look, we all know the striking defense goes to Vera. And that's why I think, for me, if I ask me who I'm going to pick Vera. I think it's good. He's an underdog, man. He's like at plus, what is it, like plus 120, odds is like at 2.00, right? If you want to do it that way, And I think, yeah, it's a good pick, man. I think for me, like if you ask me who I'm going to go for, like you might say on paper, maybe it's Ray Borg, but I think, yeah, my pick, I'm going to go for Vera. And I think if you're a betting man, you want to put some money on that, do it. If you really, like I said, though, if you're high on Ray Borg, you think, nah, that wrestling's going to be too much, and he's just got that great cardio,